Corey, we've seen a lot in the rise of the comfy cozy games, and you know, it kind of hits me in the feels a little bit when we play some of these. It's just chill out, relax, and this is Wildmender, and I've had a ton of fun. This is a dry environment that we get to flourish by the end of our long journey. The Wraiths have taken over, and dude, it's quite the little story. It's a little hard to follow because when the dialogue pops, it no sooner pops and then disappears. So I was like, yo, I'm still reading, where are you going on me? And then it was gone. It's like, no. But when you get into the story a little bit, it's dude, you can honestly just put on a podcast and then set out on your journey, and then you go and just explore, look to come back to your watered zone so you can get health, kind of replenish your thirst, because you are so dry in this game. I don't know how many times I'm like, I gotta go all the way back out there because I died. Yeah. Now I have to travel back, replenish my water, and then go back, get my stuff, because the minute you die, you just drop everything right there. I'm like, no. You do still have your tools with you though, right? Which is cool. Yes. But yeah, the Wraiths have taken over. You're there to go out, venture, find these ghosts that tell you what happened previously in the world. And that kind of leads you on this journey of trying to figure out what's happened, restock your area, make everything green, and bring it back to life. Dude, I've had a comfy, cozy time. I've done some boss battles, though. I've had some fights in this game, which kind of surprised me, coming off of, yo, this is just Wildmender. It's like a kind of like a farming simulator sort of thing, and you just chill out. I don't know. We got a whole lot of this lately, but dude, what do you think of this one?
Well, you know what? I didn't know what to really expect, other than it was kind of some sort of survival game, right? And the idea here is, like you said, is we are in this kind of desert environment. We have this oasis available to us where we kind of start building from our shelter, and our workbench gets set up there, which is really cool. There's a lot of items you can craft, and plants that you can break down, all different kinds of things and materials to be able to collect, to kind of build things to help kind of advance this journey forward. Like you said, there's this kind of corruption of wraiths going around. We're trying to kind of discover the mystery behind them, but we have to fight them too, which is pretty cool. Didn't expect a combat element here in this game either. It just kind of presents itself as this very casual experience where you're just going to jump in, kind of spend a few hours here and there. Not necessarily a huge commitment here, but at the same time, an enjoyable experience. The game is pretty simplistic looking. The graphics aren't anything special, but it does suit the environment that they're trying to kind of lead us in through, in this kind of desert land that we start in, which, like you said, is a little difficult to traverse at first. As you kind of play through this game, you unlock some abilities that allow you to kind of get through the environment a little bit better. You kind of get this fine thing that you can put up on the big rocks so you can climb a lot faster. There's some cool stuff you do get to unlock as you get through this one, and that's kind of, like you said earlier before we kind of got on camera, that this is where this game kind of hooks you. The farther you get into it, you're kind of getting all these little extras that are helping you get through this world a little bit more, and that's really where I found myself having a good time, is just doing the exploration here, knowing that I'm not really in too much danger, but when that is there, I can jump in and have a pretty good time with the combat. Overall, Drew, I've had a pretty good time playing Wildmender.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually kind of impressed. Like you said, right? The more I played, the more I wanted to continue playing. I'm like, yo, where am I going to go next? I climb up this peak and I look over like, yo, this place is huge. There's a lot to discover and a lot to kind of concern yourself about as you try to make it one step further. How much further can you get before you need water, right? That's the biggest thing. Water, feed yourself, and then if you die, like I did, you're just kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere. You got to go back. But you can have these teleport kind of stations around too, which help you then get across. But then you need this dust, this essence that kind of helps you progress. There's a lot under the hood that I didn't expect coming into the game. I think that was the kind of the charming surprise of it all. Again, it's coming back to that more you play, the more that unpacks, but then you get into the skill tree, you go off, you find the ghost, that one's on survival, so I'm like, okay, cool, now I can start working on way about unlocking more survival skills, getting into crafting different elements, and then you get into a whole other skill tree. Like, there's multiple skill trees. I'm like, man, this is impressive. I was really impressed. Talking about the art though, Corey, you and I are big on art when it comes to the style and the graphical look of a game, whether it's realistic or stylized, and Wildmender went in this stylization that was just, dude, I wanted them to dive a bit more into it, right? I feel like this is a little blocky, it's a little blurry, and if they would have just cleaned it up, crisping those edges and make it just a little bit more sharp, I think they would have had a different style, but I think it would have presented in a nicer light for this game. Corey, again, dude, comfy cozy, right? You just kind of hit us in that sweet spot here, and this game I've really enjoyed. Yeah, as I said, right off the top. The more you play, the more you're gonna get out of it. I think it's very rewarding. And on top of that, yo, it's got co-op. That's cool. Couch co-op would have been nice, but online co-op, I'll take it all the same. Either way, dude, I'm wrapping up. This gets an 8 from me. This is a solid game. If you're looking for that comfy, cozy survival, yo, you gotta jump in.
Yeah, I agree with you, Drew. This game, at face value, seems like a very simple game, but as you get into this one, it gets a lot deeper, and I think that's where the reward really comes from here. So I think no matter what you do when you jump into this game, you can spend some hours here and feel like you're going to get that value back. So I agree with you. I'm giving this one an 8, and one of the biggest standouts for me, and I think a lot of people are going to agree, is the audio in this game. I thought the music, the way it was composed, just really fit the environment, and that's just kind of what made the experience so great for me. So again, I'm going with an 8.
Nice.